So we'll look at some of the pairs I'm looking at, some trades, some setups. We'll break down this trade I just took on USD JPY, which ended up going really well. So just some ideas and some potential trades I'm looking to take. So USD JPY, let's break it down. Essentially, we had price previously pushing bullish, making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, it's at this point on the 4-hour that we fail to make new highs. We create a little double top, we make new lows, and I can start sensing we got a potential reversal. Okay, as soon as we break below this previous lower low structure, coming off of that double top, we break and close, create a new lower low. At that stage, I flip to my entry time frame and I start looking for entries off of this previous structure we just broke. Okay, so we can see the 1H pushing bullish, coming back. Then we create this little double top structure, which you can see a bit clearer on the line chart. Nice wick rejection, entry on this engulfing candle, and then very nice trade in the end. Nice little move down. Okay, so very simple, very clean trade. Always love to have a good trade. Okay, Aussie dollar USD, pardon me. Okay, if we look at this, we can sort of see a similar setup, but completely in the opposite direction. So if we break this down, we can see we sort of form this double top sort of structure. We sort of start making higher highs and higher lows. Then we break above this structure, which indicates that, you know, this bearish run is potentially over. Okay, we form a new higher high right over here, and now we're pushing back to this key level. So same thing, flip to my entry time frame, and I start looking for potential entries. Okay, if we look at this 1H, it's a bit tricky because essentially we are trending down. Okay, so we have this sort of, you know, counter trend happening here on the 1H. So if we start looking for entries, for me, I want to see this counter trend end before I start looking for buys off of this level. And the way I do that is simply waiting for a double bottom. Okay, so I want to see this 1H push down, create some wicks maybe, push up, and then come back to this level and show it respects this level and is really rejecting it. Okay, I still want to see some wick rejections on this sort of second touch over here, and I still want to enter on an engulfing candle. Okay, that way we have this 4H higher high being made, we're pushing back, and we have some confirmation that this exhaustion is ending, the new push phase is beginning. Okay, so let's say we get that engulfing candle, wick rejection, double bottom, we enter with our stop loss somewhere below the key level. I take my 1 to 3, boom. Okay, so I usually move my stops break even once I hit that 1 to 1 risk to reward, and that's just how I trade, how I manage my risk. Okay, you guys don't have to do the same. It's just sort of, you know, my system. So we'll keep an eye on that. We got our plan. If the plan plays off, we'll take the trade. If it doesn't, we'll wait for the next setup. Okay, patience.
Right now we're handing out copies of our technical analysis course 100% free. In the comment section below, you'll see a link to one of our team's Telegram chats. If you send us the message technical analysis course, we'll send you a copy totally free. This is a special thanks for supporting our content. Now back to the video.
Let's continue with Aussie dollar Japanese yen. So we've seen some very strong Japanese yen strength these last few hours. We can see we actually had price breaking out of this sort of structure, but then we come straight back in. Okay, so now we've actually pushed below this level, but I first want to see this 4H close below this level. Okay, because remember, you know, this 4H still has an hour left in it. It's currently 10 p.m. Sydney time, so middle or towards the end of the London session. There's a high chance price could wick up and reject this level. Okay, so I don't want to be looking at trades, especially selling trades when this is happening. Okay, if we look at the 1H, you know, let's say this 4H does close below this level. Same thing, I just want to see this 1H push back to this level, create those rejections, create these wick rejections, and then I want to see again a nice bearish engulfing candle for me to enter on. I usually enter with a sell stop below that engulfing candle, stop loss above the highs, above the structure, and then we take that 1 to 3. Okay, so you can just see we're just peaking the trend. Lower low, lower low, lower high, continuation. Okay, or higher high, higher low, continuation. Okay, let's continue GBP NZD. We can see a very nice potential reversal setup here as well. So I guess, you know, if there are any sort of pattern slash shape traders out there, you can sort of see this is a descending wedge. But you know, the way I analyze this is we're trending down, making new lows, then all of a sudden we fail to make new lows, create sort of like a triple bottom slash double bottom, depending on where those levels are. But you can clearly see we're failing to make new lows. Okay, then for me, we break above this previous lower high structure. But yet again, I want to see this 4H first close. So by the time you guys see this, either it would have closed or it wouldn't have. If it does close below this level, I do again want to just see the 1H push back, create those weak rejections, and that engulfing candle. Okay, very simple. Do really like this because there's a high chance, you know, if we see this rejection, we don't have a lot of obstruction to the left here, and you know, I think price is pretty likely to continue back up to these previous highs. Okay, so that's the plan. Very simple. Important first to wait for this 4H to close. But yeah, 1H is also looking really nice. And again, I'm not concerned about any of this sort of noise on the lower time frames because I've got my 4H overall market bias, okay, which is bullish. GBP CAD. Let's go switch back to the 4H. So, you know, this is actually a great example now of why I wait for the 4H to break and close. Now, you don't have to use the 4H. You can use the daily or whatever time frame. I just find it's a really good way to use two different time frames. So, you know, a lot of traders will see price push bullish above here. Let's say they're trading on the 1H. You get this massive sort of break above. Price is pushing back. You're looking for retest. Let's say price, you know, sort of rejects that. But then you look on the 4H and really, we're just creating a massive weak rejection. Okay. And what that indicates, price is rejecting this level and it's probably more likely to continue down from there. Okay. But for, you know, trading sake, let's say this 4H breaks and closes somewhere above this previous higher high right over here. Okay. We can clearly see we're making higher highs and higher lows. So at that stage, if that was to happen, I can flip to my entry timeframes, identify this level, and then wait for price to push back to this level, create, you know, either some weak rejections, double bottoms. Let's say we hit some sort of a double bottom. We can look for engulfing candles, signs that price is rejecting this level. And again, we want to see some weak rejections, and we enter somewhere in this vicinity with a buy stop. Target that 1 to 3. And again, I think there's a high probability that if we see this rejection, you know, we can maybe look at price pushing back up to some of these levels. Okay. Very nice little setup. So USD JPY, we talked about the trade breakdown, but I want to talk about potential, you know, continuations slash sort of re-entry opportunity. So we'll get rid of that. And again, we can see a very clear lower low that's being formed here. So if you guys haven't already noticed, I pretty much just trade off previous highs and previous lows. That's it. Okay. We can also see that, you know, maybe if we click on the line chart, it's a bit clearer, but we have this massive sort of, let's just get rid of that, massive sort of consolidation that price has been in for the past, you know, while. So we're breaking out of a major key level plus the previous lower low. Okay, we've already closed below this level on the 4H. So if I look back to the 1 hour, I want to see price push back, create this weak rejection, engulfing candle, and then just continue this downtrend. Okay, that's the beauty of trends. You know, you don't have to hop on every single opportunity. Why? Because downtrends continue. Okay, Same with uptrends, obviously. But, you know, again, we can target some of these lows. And if we just look to the left over here, we can see that, you know, in this sort of range, price tends to move. Okay. So hopefully if, you know, we see price create this rejection on the 1 hour, create that lower high, we can really see price continue down from there. Okay. So there's always going to be a re-entry opportunity. USD CAD, very nice setup we got here. If we look on the line chart, we can see a little triple top, not a little, pretty big triple top, price failing to make new highs. And then again, note we break below the previous high low structure, create this lower low. What do we do next? Push back to create a potential lower high, but we need this 1H entry confirmation. Okay. Now this one again is one of those tricky ones for me, where for me, this is creating sort of like a counter trend. Okay. You can sort of see on the line chart, making higher highs and higher lows on the 1H. Okay. So for me, if I see price create an engulfing candle, technically I would see that as price just making a lower high, and I would expect price to just continue bullish. Okay. So again, in order for me to take this trade and, you know, utilize the 4H structure, I want to see a double top being created. And again, we want to see these wick rejections and engulfing candles on that second touch for me to enter. Okay. Sell stop, stop above the highs of the wick, and we enter the 1 to 3. Simple plan. And you can just see, you know, even though it's a reversal, we're still really just trading the trend. If we look on the line chart, we have this sort of triple top, failure to make new highs, lower low, lower high. What do we expect next? A new lower low. And that's where we profit. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully by the time this is published, it's still a valid setup. Okay. Euro USD. You can already see my plan for this probably. Very, very nice consolidation area. Okay. Textbook setup we got going on here. Let's say price breaks below this sort of structure over here. We can look for price to push back and then continue down. Okay. In terms of 1 hour. Okay. A lot of people get confused about this. You know, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Importantly for me, I look at the 4H, you know, I look at where price is sort of, you know, being indecisive the most. I identify it's around this area. And also remember, this is, you know, an area, not just a line. Okay. So let's say the 4H breaks and closes well below that level. We flip back to the 1H. We want to see price push back. And again, I hate to say it, we want to see wick rejections and a nice engulfing candle to enter with that sell stop loss above the highs. With these breakouts trades, I tend to put a wider stop because, as I mentioned, the levels aren't as clear. Okay, so I just play it safe and go for a bit of a wider stop. Target that 1 to 3 and we'll see how it goes. Okay, same thing if we break to the top. Exact same plan, just in the opposite. So let's say price wicks off here, breaks, continues, exact same plan. Okay, wait for that 1H entry confirmation and then go from there. Euro GBP, wow, very, very nice setup. I'm going to click on the line chart just to highlight this structure. So we have a left shoulder here, head here, and a right shoulder. Okay, so very, very classic head and shoulders pattern. You can even see, you know, sort of this trend that we're breaking. So plan from here. Let's say this 4H breaks and closes below this structure, this little lower low. If the 4H breaks and closes, I can identify that price is likely to continue down. We can flip back to the 1 hour and we can look at price to push back, create those rejections, and then continuation. Okay, wick rejection and engulfing candle. Simple, simple, simple. Okay, nothing special. Trading the overall bias and the overall trend within the market, and then using the 1 hour to pinpoint the correct entries. Okay, yeah, that's it. Really hope you guys have a good week. Stay patient and enjoy. Always love being on these videos for A1 trading. They provide lots of good, free, no BS, insightful useful trading tips, trading analysis, market outlooks. If you guys haven't already subscribed, please do and give this video a like.
Interested in seeing our trades live as they happen? By joining the A1 Trading Discord, you'll get a notification every time one of our traders enters a position. Each trade we share comes with an entry price, a stop loss, and most importantly, a full breakdown of why the trade was taken. Learn alongside our experienced traders, join our active chat room, and ask your questions in our coaching webinars. Between our team of active traders, we trade Forex pairs, commodities like gold and oil, crypto, and stocks. By joining the group, you'll be able to keep up with all of it. Sign up today using the link in the description, and don't forget to use our promo code listed below for a special subscriber discount. Thanks for watching, and see you inside.